It's easier than ever to go to college these days, especially for those with disabilities. We've got some help for you straight ahead. The U.S. military's ROTC program celebrated their 100th anniversary this past week. We'll have some sights and sounds from A&T's celebration. And we're excited to tell you how you've helped more than 3,000 people get jobs in the Triad. All on today's Triad Perspectives. And welcome to Triad Perspectives. I'm your host, Sandra Hughes. Glad you're with us. Veterans and others with personal disabilities are getting the help they need to get a college degree. North Carolina A&T State University is reaching out to prospective students with disabilities through the Veterans and Disabilities Services. My guest today is Martita Thomas, who is the Veteran Affairs Certifying Officer. Nice to see you with us.
As well.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, Dr.
much.
Hughes.
Good. You know, this is something that a lot of people have no idea goes on at a school like this. Tell us about your department and what you do.
Well, Veteran and Disability Support Services, we try to go above and beyond for both our students with disabilities, our veterans, whether they have disabilities or not, and our dependents of veterans. So on the veteran side, we process their educational benefits that they receive from the Department of Veteran Affairs. And for our students with disabilities, we provide accommodations in the classroom, and we try to provide our whatever accommodations we can outside of the classroom, whether it be in the dormitory or whether it be in their everyday activities with other students.
So do you have a lot of students and veterans in that department?
Yes. On my side of the house, the veteran side, I have over 500 students. And students with disabilities, they're also creeping up to that number. They have over 400, and it's continuing to grow every single day.
So is this a new program for A&T or for other universities?
No, ma'am. This has been around. I've worked in the office since 2010. And I know that before that, they've been here for years and years. My predecessor, she was there for 25 years. And she obviously took someone else's spot who was there for another 25 years.
Oh, my goodness. Okay,
so they've been there.
We're talking a good time.
Yes.
Do you think that more students with disabilities and veterans are coming to school now because of these types of programs?
I do. I think that there's a lot more support available for them, and there's a lot less fear for them to be able to come and speak to someone and have someone advocate for them. That's definitely something we do in our office, and they get very comfortable with it, having someone on their side and not being almost shamed for how they may feel, whereas years and years ago that may have been an issue.
So what kind of things do you do to help, say, a veteran that's going to come to school?
For veterans that want to come to school, we make sure that we have an open door policy so that they have to make that transition from the veteran or the military personnel to a civilian life. So we provide the Veteran Center that's open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they have somewhere they can go meet other veterans. We have different sources available that they need to use, whether we're helping them find an internship, whether we're helping them find a job, translate their military language to the civilian language now.
Are you happy with what you're doing for these students?
Yeah, I am. I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting them. I enjoy hearing their stories. Some of them are very quiet and timid, and then when you kind of tap into it, they'll talk to you all day. I have some sit in my office for hours.
Oh.
So I really do enjoy it, and I always tell my other members, my other colleagues, that we provide the accommodations, we provide the educational benefits. That's their right, that's their job. So that's what they've earned, that's my job. And now the other things that we do, whether it be the Vet Center, whether it be the programs that we have going on, that's what we do to provide more for them. That's our service to them. That's do this because we care, and we want to show them that we care and that we're here for them and that we support them.
So how does a person get started coming to school? For people who are listening to us today, do they go through the regular registrar's office first and admissions, or do they come to you first?
Well, applying for A&T and then using your education benefits are two separate transactions, two separate entities in themselves. So to apply for academics within the institution, of course they want to go to admissions office. For their educational benefits, their first step will be with the Department of Veteran Affairs. Once they get established with them, they'll come directly to me, and I will be their liaison for the rest of their career here.
I know once a semester or so I'll get a letter from your department saying that I have a student in my class who needs some special help. Describe how that happens.
The student will have to come to the office and disclose what whatever it is that they need, and we usually get documentation from the proper doctors and any recommendations that the doctors may have, and any research that's been done on whatever disability it may be. Once that has been established, we set up a plan with them of what the best accommodations may be, whether that be extended test time, whether it be private areas, whether they need excused absences at times for hospital visits or because they're not feeling well. We have smart pens now, and it's a wonderful technology, and I think our technologies are growing more and more every day. Or
Too fast, actually.
Yes, exactly. But the smart pen, I just, if you can give me a moment, it's a pen that they can write with, and every time that they write, it's also recording what's going on around them, and then they can later on go back to that exact note, and they'll tell them what was recorded. And I just think that's very interesting.
That's yeah, wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah, good.
So those accommodation verification forms are what we send out to the professors to ensure that they are following those, because it is their right as a student with a disability.
And I'm sure you don't have any problems with the instructors, do you?
I don't want to lie to you, Dr. Hughes.
Well, don't.
Occasionally, sometimes we will. If the professor isn't aware of it, or they think, a lot of times you hear, I don't think that the professor, a lot of times the professors will say, excuse me, that they don't think anything's wrong with the student, or they don't see an out disability, and they assume that everything is all well and good. And a little bit, you will get a little bit of feedback, kickback from that.
But then, you know, you're there legally, and you have
Exactly.
a right, and like you said, those students have a right to get
Exactly.
an education. So it's wonderful that you're working with that.
Yes.
Good. What do you see for the future for your department? What would you like to see done?
Oh, we would like to see, for the veteran side, we definitely want to get more interactions with our students, our student veterans, the younger student veterans, the non-traditional students, those above 25 and older. They come around a lot more. They participate in our events. We would like to see our younger generations, our younger veterans come out, and what we can do for them. That's something we definitely would like to see. We'd like to see more grants coming in for our student veterans, especially for our students with disabilities. We're in the process of getting organizations together for students with disabilities, and I know that SVA, they also have an association that's building here on campus. So we want to continue to grow and continue to be there for our students, and our students be aware of us. And I think that's the biggest part, is we want them to be aware of where we are, what we do, and what we can do, and that we do genuinely care.
Well, I thank you very much for telling us about
Thank
it.
you.
And I hope anyone who's listening and they want to have more information, and they want to have more information, they can give you a call.
Please,
Thanks
please.
so much. It's
Thank
nice
you,
to have
Dr.
you with
Hughes.
us. Good. We'll take a quick break right now, and when we come back, we celebrate the 100th birthday of a storied program which has provided so many opportunities for our young men and women. Stay tuned. Triad Perspectives is back in 60 seconds.
This is a North Carolina A&T State University Historical Minute. I'm Marilyn Parker. The Dudley Memorial Building houses more stone applications than any other building on A&T's campus. A sweep of 15 stones guide visitors to the main entrance. Built in 1893, the original facility contained a library, an auditorium, and administrative offices. In 1930, a fire led to a reconstruction, and the facility was renamed after A&T's second president, James B. Dudley. Today, the building is home to the Maddie Reed African Heritage and H.C. Taylor Art Galleries, music classrooms, and laboratories. The Dudley Memorial Building is located on the east side of campus, directly behind the statue of the A&T 4 and right across from Dudley Road.
You hear the call for attention. Lots of TV shows and real-life stories. Well, the ROTC program on A&T's campus pays close attention to their students and has a long record of success to prove it's working. Joining me now is Captain Elizabeth Nambori. Nice to see you again. And also has brought along a cadet who is Corey Cannon,
Nice
a
to meet
Military Sciences 3.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've gone through 1 and 2?
I went through 2. I came in the program a year and a half late.
I see. Okay. How many more programs do you have to go?
I have 1 more year left after this year finishes.
Okay. Well, let me go back and say to you, congratulations on a 100-year anniversary. That's quite a step for A&T, don't you think?
Yes, ma'am. And it's the Army, the ROTC program. It commissions the most officers, second lieutenants, than any other program.
That's wonderful. Now, are you in Army ROTC?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in Army ROTC.
Okay, so what's going to happen to Corey?
Corey, one of our shine brightest.
You sounded like me. Sinus the
Stars.
pollen is killing us.
He'll go on to commission as a second lieutenant once he graduates from North Carolina A&T.
Well, tell me how the program is going now. Are you getting more students, fewer students?
So the program is still quite strong. We kind of trimmed the fat, and now I think we have the cream of the crop of students at North Carolina A&T, and the program is just viable. And we're producing officers, quality officers.
Can you name some that we might all know?
You may know Major General Charles Bussey. He
Yes.
Retired. He was commissioned here. General Adam Zedner, she was a nurse. She commissioned through the Army ROTC program. General Batts, General Lake went on to all be general officers in the United States Army.
And that's a tough job, though, isn't it, to get there?
It's very difficult.
But you're on your way, aren't you?
Me? I'm just happy to be here.
I hear what you're saying. Corey, what are your plans?
Once I graduate, I'm gonna be I'm majoring in accounting, so I'm gonna be a finance officer. That's my first choice. After that, I chose ordnance, and then I chose combat engineer because I'm in the National Guard now, and combat engineer is my enlisted rank, and I feel most confident as far as any other MOS. So I feel like it would be between my finance or my combat engineer, but I think I'm sticking strong with my finance.
So how has this ROTC program helped you?
It's helped me a lot because even though considering I joined a year and a half later than all of my other cadets, so I pretty much had to come in and learn everything very quickly and still stay on top of everything. And I feel like I didn't know too much about anything as far as being an officer until I joined. So I thank all the cadre members for teaching me everything I know, because I don't know how it would be if I'm glad I have these cadre members more than anyone else.
Well, I'll tell you, that it sounds exciting to me. I mean, it's something I'd probably consider if I were young enough to go back to school. What kind of plans have you made for this 100th anniversary, and what's coming up?
So we had our 5K road march, 5K run and 12-mile road march. The cadets wore 35 pounds.
Yes, 35 pounds.
35 pounds and 12 miles with their ruck on. We had the Hall of Fame ceremony where we inducted 3 members of the Hall of Fame into the North Carolina A&T ROTC Hall of Fame, to include General Seeley, who's the commander of the 108 Training Command in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So what's anything coming up for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year, we have, as far as ROTC, we have our award ceremony this week where we'll recognize our outstanding cadets, and then our military ball. And so we'll celebrate the 100th year of ROTC once again.
That sounds wonderful. I mean, it really sounds like a lot of fun. Now, a person like Corey, will he end up, Lord forbid, if there's a war in the field, or is he beyond that? I don't know how to even say it to make it sound right.
Well, the truth of the matter is we wear the uniform to protect the country. So if we have to go, once he commissions, if he has to go, he has to go. We're all going this with our eyes wide open. There's no hiding.
So this isn't saving him from being in a combat situation?
This is not saving him from anything.
Did you hear that?
Yes. I
How do you feel about that?
I knew once I joined the military that I was taking that risk of being able to go into the field, and there's been a lot of people who didn't want me to necessarily go in any type of field, but I feel like as an officer you have to be able to take more risks than a lot of other people, so I was willing to accept that responsibility a long time ago.
Sounds like a lot of leadership training.
It is. It is. And you know, I tell the cadets, a lot of them, it's great to be an officer, and you will become a leader. You will learn those leadership skills, but you also have to learn to follow. That's the most important part of being a leader.
Good. So what are your plans for the future?
Well, my plans for the future, after I leave here, it's where the Army tells me I'm going. I would like to carve out my own way, but
But you're in it for the long haul.
I
huh?
am, yes, ma'am.
That's good.
Continue
That's
to
really
get some
good.
education and go where the Army wants me to go and be successful at it.
Well, good. What do you foresee the ROTC program becoming, let's say, in the next 10 years here?
So the ROTC program has changed from teaching cadets a lot of tactics to teach them to be innovative and agile thinkers. So not only are we are harnessing the education they have and combining with the leadership, so we'll have more thoughtful leaders who can engage intellectually in what's going on and get a good sight picture of the battlefield and know how to maneuver units.
Has anything surprised you in your courses here?
Yes, when we would head out to the field and we would practice missions, and the main thing that kind of threw me off was becoming an agile leader, being able to do things quick and on the run. And there has been times where somebody else was in charge and they briefed everything that needed to be done, and at the very last minute when it was time to get it done, they would throw someone else in charge. And at one time I was that one person thrown in charge, and it kind of took me for a rodeo. But I knew it had to happen sometime, and I'm glad it happened now than when I commissioned, and I really would be, when stuff would hit the fan, I wouldn't really know what I'd be able to do.
Well, I sure hope you're going to be ready for it, because I have a feeling that we're in for it as the world continues. So anything new and exciting that we can look forward to in ROTC?
New and exciting, just continue to develop quality cadets. We expect to continue to have a positive presence. We've actually picked up work in the Greensboro Grasshoppers game, so next weekend, well actually this weekend, we'll be at the concession stand.
Good.
So it's good to be out in the community, and they know who we are, and we have great partnerships.
Well, that's wonderful. You know, that's another thing I never thought of. I think of ROTC as you stay in there in the building, and I see you out drilling in the yard and doing things like that, but I would never think of you behind a concession stand. So that's fabulous.
Yes,
Thank you very much for your work. Girls, lots of women in there?
We do, and it's amazing that not against you, Cannon, but our females really do a great job.
Well, you have to agree with her, won't you?
I do. They do a really good job.
That's very funny. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I hope it continues to grow. Thank you very, very much for being with us today, and good luck to you.
Thank you so
We
much.
look to see you not only behind concession stands, but out there telling people what to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's take another short break, and coming up, you'll have helped more than 3,000 people get back to work. That's next on Triad Perspectives.
This is an A&T Historical Minute, and I am William Robson. The Corbett Sports Center opened December 3rd, 1978. It is named after Ellis F. Corbett, a 1931 graduate of A&T. Officially known as Mr. A&T, his official title was Sports Information Director. He performed many other roles on campus, including dorm counselor, and he was a member of the board in control of intercollegiate athletics. The three-story complex includes office space, classrooms, and 2 racquetball courts, in addition to an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Corbett also houses many of the human performance and leisure study courses at A&T. The Corbett Sports Center is the current home of the North Carolina A&T men and women's basketball teams and the swimming team. This has been a Historical Minute, and I am William Robson.
Give yourselves a pat on the back for all you do to help Triad Goodwill prepare job seekers for the workforce. I'm glad to introduce Gail Kettler, who is the Public Relations Specialist from Triad Goodwill. Nice to see you today. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
I was reading all of the things that you do, and I was shocked.
I know.
How in the world do you get all of that done?
It's amazing. We have a slogan that is actually on the back of some of our T-shirts. It says, I had no idea, because I had no idea until I moved here to North Carolina 2 years ago what Goodwill actually does for our mission. People know the stores.
Not sure.
Well, they know about the stores, and they donate their things to the stores.
Oh, yes, of course.
And then they go shopping. Thrift shopping is really in, fortunately. And so they might know our stores. They might donate, which we really, really appreciate, because that's the generosity of the public donating their gently loved items to us that really does keep us going with our mission. And that mission is we put people to work. So 85 cents of every dollar that is earned in our stores goes to our mission of career development services.
That's incredible. You know, all my life, all my adult life, I've been taking things to Goodwill. You know, donating, you know, clothes, furniture, that kind of thing. But I honestly did not realize that your mission is to get people working.
Yes.
Until I saw it on a sign at one of the stores on North Elm saying resume work and all this kind of stuff, to explain what you do to help a person.
Yes, well, you know, we like to say from GED to PhD, we help people on the entire employment spectrum. I myself am a recipient of Goodwill as services, so it really is anything from, if you come to one of our 7 centers in our 5 counties, we cover our service territory with Goodwill of Triad Goodwill is Alamance, Caswell, Guilford, Randolph, and Rockingham counties. So in those 5 counties, we have 7 centers where people can come in and receive free, absolutely free career development services. So again, that could be getting a resume, getting your current resume tweaked. Everyone needs a resume looked at by another pair of eyes, and we have certified professional resume writers on staff. You can come in and use our computers for free. We have computer labs in our 7 centers. You can take computer classes for free. And certainly our career fairs, our hiring events, are our way of partnering with hundreds of businesses throughout our community to help people find employment.
Now, are we talking about people who are, let's say, down on their luck, or can it be anyone?
Our services, our free services within the centers are designed for people who are unemployed or underemployed. And there's a formula that our experts use. They put in your experience, your education, to determine what you should be making. And if you're making less than that, you qualify for our free services. When we have our hiring events and our career fairs, we just had a large career expo at the Coliseum here in Greensboro. Those events are open to the public. So anyone who is unemployed, underemployed, looking for a new job, just really wants to see what's out there, that's an opportunity for anyone in the community to come and explore their career opportunities.
Well, you have some amazing numbers. See if I can pick them out right quick here. I'll let you give them to us.
In the last fiscal year, so we're on an academic calendar, July to June, we did service in our 5 counties, in our 7 centers. We had more than 17,000 people who received free assistance from us.
That's incredible.
You know, across the spectrum of the services that we offer. And then as a consequence of that and doing these career fairs, we had 3,556 people who we helped place in gainful employment. So that's huge.
That's got to make you feel really good.
You feel good about placing one person. We helped more than 3,500 people find employment. So yes, it feels fantastic. We change lives every day.
Do you have a lot of people coming to you? Are you able to handle everyone that comes?
Yes, indeed. We are very happy to partner with a lot of other organizations. And in fact, in our 7 centers, our staff do some of the instruction, but we partner with the community colleges. So in Randolph County, Rockingham County, Guilford County, and Alamance, we partner with the community colleges to come in, and their instructors teach the courses. So you can receive college credit with at our centers, which is spectacular.
That is absolutely wonderful. Are you seeing more people these days, fewer than say 5 years ago?
We've just noticed, and I'm new with the organization, I haven't been there yet a year, so honestly, I can't tell you about 5 years ago, but I can tell you even in the year that I've been there, with the unemployment rate falling, we have noticed that we have fewer people than we saw maybe a year ago. But it's not a drastic difference, and so we know there are still people out there who need and can use our services. So it's a matter of being innovative with our programming and our outreach and doing things like this. My job is to spread the word to as many people as possible. You know, if you look at our business model, it's really pretty wonderful because it's the simple term of it is donate, shop, train, work. That's what happens, and we're self-sustaining. We only have one fundraiser a year, and that's our Rock the Runway fashion fundraiser that happens in February. But other than that, our stores is what funds our mission, 85 cents of every dollar.
That's incredible. Are we talking about more males than females?
Again, a question I don't know the answer to. I'm so sorry. You caught me. I'll have to get back to you on that one. But you know, certainly we see a mix of the events that I have been to. It's a broad spectrum. We have hundreds of people who come to our employment fairs. You know, the career events, the hiring events, the career expo at the Coliseum. We had nearly 900 people 50 employers. So there's a lot of employers who are hiring right now, and even at the last 2 career expos at the Coliseum, we've had several people hired on the spot.
My goodness.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
One woman messaged us on Facebook and said that her son received 3 job offers from that event, being at the Coliseum. So there's not a guarantee that's going to happen for you.
Oh, but it
But it
cool.
happens.
It happens. That's what's cool about that.
Yeah, and employers love working with us because we're really the experts at putting on these hiring events. So it makes it easy for them, and you know, it's a great way to connect with our network of job seekers. And so it's just really a great opportunity. The other thing we offer is jobs on the outside that I want to make sure people know about. So if you or someone you know and love has a criminal background, there's hope for you. You can,
That's good.
You can come to our Goodwill, Triad Goodwill on South Eugene is the main location for jobs on the outside, also known as JODO in the community. And it's really a great program. It offers people hope. You can come for orientation and decide if you want to come back, and we know you will.
Oh,
and
of course, who wouldn't?
Yes,
with a record
it's
like that?
free again, you know, and we know the employers who are open to hiring people with a record, and we encourage every employer to be open to it, because really I work with many people who have a criminal background, and they're fabulous people. They're excellent employees.
Well, that's good. Is there any one particular area where a lot of your clients go to for work, or any particular career?
Well, you know, I think in historically we might have been thinking, because of the unemployment aspect, we might have been thinking we were serving lower income individuals, maybe people who didn't have a lot of education, and you know, we say from GED to PhD because we even offer GED training. So we certainly serve that segment of the population, but it goes all the way to PhD. We literally have had MDs and PhDs come into our centers who needed help because they lost their job for whatever reason. Sometimes you move. That was my situation. I moved for my husband's work and I was out of work. And you think, oh, I'll get a job rather quickly. Well, I didn't. It took time, but all of my job opportunities, pretty much my 2 temp jobs in this position were because of Goodwill. So I can't say enough about it, good about it. I'm a poster child, and I'm not the only one.
Well, let me say this. Just look right in that camera over there and tell them how to get in touch with you if they need a job.
The very easiest thing to do is, if you are on Facebook, and you probably are, go to Triad Goodwill on Facebook, and not only like our page, but go to events and subscribe to events, because then you will get every notification for every career event that we have, classes that we have. There's free workshops happening regularly, and it's really a great way to get to work.
And you are putting people to work. Thank you
Yes.
so very much.
We'd love to do it.
I hope you'll get a lot of response from that.
Thank you.
Well, I hope this show has inspired you to take advantage of some successful ways to get a degree and to continue to help others. You can watch us each Monday at 5:30 on Time Warner Cable Channel 69. You can connect with us on social media. Like us on Facebook at Triad Perspectives. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at TriadP_NCATJOMC. Watch us on YouTube by searching NC Aggie TV. You can also reach out to us on our website. We do want to hear from you. We want to have your comments left for us so we can know which way we want to go with the show. Type blogs.ncat.edu/TV studio. I'd like to thank all of our guests today, and I also would like to thank you for watching. I'm Sandra Hughes. Have a great weekend.